Hello, everybody. Are you ready? Let's go on and get behind these gates. Hey, guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Listen, this is my review for season 1, episode 3 of Beyond the Gates. Such a good time. Listen, okay, so behind these gates here, behind these gates. So we come in, we got Martin. Okay. Now we heard a little bit about Martin, some sleep disorders and things going on. He's sleeping. We see him sleeping. We see Smitty. Smitty is worried about Martin because he's looking at him sleeping and he's going through it. He's going through it. He's clearly agitated and having some type of a bad dream. Now, what they're actually showing us is there's some type. Did you all hear the gunshots? There was gunshots that they were symbolizing these gunshots that he was hearing, and then he woke up in a state and whatever. And when Smitty actually brought it up to him, he kind of got snarky with him, and told him, "I'll go sleep in the guest room." This, that, thing, and the other. It's like, okay. He's like, obviously, I'm reacting to something that I don't remember, and I don't know. And Smitty's like, okay, but I mean, you said that things have gotten better, but then here we are back at this again. So it just kind of is what it is. It is what it is. We also were introduced to two new characters. Actually, it's actually one new character, I believe, but yeah, new people. And I'll talk about them in a second. Now, where we left out at was actually Bill and Danny. You remember Bill was at the office. Danny came in and interrupted a meeting with a client with the golf club and all of this kind of carrying on, knocking things off the desk. And Bill said, obviously, I'm going to need the room to, talk with Danny and everything like that, everybody out. So everybody went out. And that was that. His secretary cleared the office, and it's just him and Danny. They have this conversation. This was a horrible conversation. It really does show the screw up of this relationship that they had. Basically, he outgrew her. He cheated on her and misused her in the relationship. He violated her in the relationship as much as he needed to, until he just finally was like, I'm just done with it. I'm just done with it. And then along came Haley. Haley was able to snatch him up, and he went on. He basically outgrew her. He said to her, he said, well, yeah, that was really dramatic. How you came in, you're in blue, and blue's your best color. You look really good. This, that, thing, and the other. He said, did you get this all out of your system? It was so cold. It was so cold. And she said, I'm getting there. And she slapped fire out of him. She literally slapped the taste out of his mouth. And I was like, the way he was actually coming at her, and finding out the things that he's actually done to her, you deserved it. She slapped the shit out of him. I said, all right, but here it is. It doesn't help. It's very like this. This is very one-sided. He literally is over it. She's literally stuck in it. Now, I feel kind of bad for her, and that because it's bad when you are pining for somebody. Because what I get from it, if he were to say, you know what, Danny, I made a mistake, I believe she would take him back. I believe she would actually take him back. But so that's always hard to watch. He actually, and this was the part that got me, I said, girl, slap him again. He actually threatened her and told her, I don't mind you hitting me because I could take it. You slapped my face and all that. That's that. But let me tell you something about putting your hands on Haley. I said, wait a minute, sir. Are you threatening? Are you threatening your ex-wife about cold cocking the new wife who you violated her with, who played games in their faces, her and all her family and your daughter? All these things you got going. You literally have a daughter who literally can't stand you behind this situation. And you are really that into the, listen, hey, I guess this is when you're supposed to marry a person. When you're that into them that you throw everything and caution to the wind. Listen, let me tell you something. Naomi literally hates Bill. Naomi literally hates Bill. She wants absolutely nothing to do with Bill whatsoever. And Chelsea was like, wait a minute, these are pretty strong words. The two of them had a little chat later on. And she said, yeah, I mean it to be strong. It's what it is. I don't have any use for it. She is literally done with her dad. She's done with her dad. She's done with Haley. She's just done with it. Then we found out also that she moved away 5 years ago and married Jacob. We've seen Jacob. She just was done with it. Now here we got Chelsea. Chelsea is a model, and she's actually, her mother, Danny, is her manager and all of this kind of thing. She's scared of cutting the ties, and then she feels guilty of actually telling Danny that she's going to be leaving. She don't want to tell her. And especially with all of what she got going on. And Chelsea like, girl, you just got to do it. You literally have to do it. The space between me and mom was actually good for us. It's hard in the beginning, but it was good overall. I'm like, it'll probably crush her really bad at this point. Anyway, let me go back over here to Bill and Danny. They had some little stuff back and forth about how he became who he is. And she said, you got a lot of nerve. You got a lot of nerve to bring this harlot and move her into my area. To literally take her and move her into my area. You were living somewhere else. You left the area. You were living somewhere else. And he's like, again, heartless. He's like, I sold that house. And I came back to Fairways Crest. And she's like, but you don't have to. You didn't have to. You don't have to be here. It's my influence, my family, our connections who made you to who you are today. He told her, you didn't make me. Your dad did not make me. I am exactly who I would have been. I would have just gone a different route. Now, for me, from what I've saw, I think that's a lie. I think that's a lie. Okay? You've been something, but you wouldn't been that in here. Okay? I definitely believe that Senator Dupree played a large part, like he said. He immediately started turning him onto his celebrity clients. Immediately when he got attached to the family. So I said, wow, how you help create a person, they just throw it in your face. And he did. He told him, he said, He said, I made myself. I made me. You didn't make me. And I brought you along for the ride. I said, wow. Wow. You could stand in her face and say that to her, and you know it's not true. And you know it's not true. I said, whoa. She told him, she said, you heartless bastard. She kills me. She's so dramatic. I love it. You heartless bastard. And then she went on and told him, listen, I'm going to make you miserable. He told her, he threatened her and said, hey, if you put your hands on Haley again, I could make your life very miserable. She said, hey, game on. And she went to leaving. She's leaving through going through the office. She's going to get on the elevator. She ran into Haley, told Haley, she said, Haley, remember, the past is the prologue. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. I said, girl, you better tell it. Because that's truly, truly he had been cheating before. So she's not the first woman that he cheated with, but she's the one that clamped him down. But baby, she let her know, baby, how you get them is how you lose them. And yeah, yeah. He looks like the type. He fine. Oh, he fine. But he looked like the type that trade you in for the younger model, because that's what he did. That is his daughter's best friend. Trade your wife in for the younger model. Hot mess. Hot mess. How could you even look at your daughter's friend like that? But I said, okay, all right, I guess. So that was really a whole mess. Now listen, we seen the one lady who works at Nicole's office, Ashley and Eva's moms. They were all sitting down. Remember, they were all together at the hospital. They were sitting down having lunch. And I believe Eva's mom's name is Les. I think it's Les. I think it's Les. But I don't want to be calling her the wrong name, so we just say Eva's mom. She literally was sitting there daydreaming. They're like, "What's wrong?" Because she's looking all sad. She's like, "Well, I was just thinking about Alan, and I was kind of grieving a little bit." And they told her, grief comes in waves. It's that thing and the other. And they kind of touched on a little bit. Whoever this Alan has transitioned. He's passed on. So I don't know what all of that's about. They were basically kind of milking. I noticed that Liz was kind of, Eva's mom was kind of milking the lady from Nicole's office about Ted and Nicole. Remember how she was looking at Ted? I said, girl, what you got going on, honey? What's going on, darling? But I was like, she trying to milk you, lady. And the lady was talking about, oh, yes, Ted and Nicole, they are just the perfect couple. This, that, thing, and the other, and how much she loves them. She loves working for them, and blah, 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 blah. Here's some more information about Andre, too. Now, Andre is definitely Ted's nephew. That is Nicole's husband's nephew, okay? Both his parents actually died in a plane accident 10 years ago. They took him in. Nicole and Ted are Martin, and they have a daughter. They're Martin and the daughter. So there's two of them. But they actually took in Andre, and he was in a bad way after the parents died. And they kind of like, lifted him up and took care of him. He got money, that he was left off very well. But, he was just spiraling, that's losing two parents as a young teen. That's, a hot mess. So that's a little bit more about Andre. That was 10 years ago. Okay, so let's see what else happened. Mama and Papa Dupree. Lord have mercy. Now, so they got this whole thing. They done bought the bay from Bill. They're going to definitely bring the family together, and the family's going to show up as a unified front at this here wedding. And the way they're looking at it is like, we're actually going to go. We're going to show up, and we'll show up and give our influence will be felt as though we're on board with things. But we know that we'll make it as uncomfortable for Haley as possible by being there. But we'll be there. So they're thinking they're killing two birds with one stone, honey. But what it is Bill getting what he wants, because Bill threw that little threat out there, and they are dead set about protecting Martin from whatever this is that Martin is hiding in the annals of his mind, honey. Whatever it is, it's deep. And there's some guns involved, okay? So I'm thinking there's a body or two somewhere, maybe, or maybe a body. I don't know. But I know Mama and Papa were talking, and she asked him, do you ever regret the decisions that we made? And said, I'd do it all over again. I said, okay, come on. Ride or die. Them two, I said, they got some mess with them, but I liked Mama and Papa Dupree so far. I like them, and they about their families. They really are. Now, I can't get with this decision, though, to actually go to this wedding. I'm like, this is crazy. They call a family meeting. Everybody comes to this here family meeting. And that's when they told them, we will be attending the wedding. And everybody's like, this doesn't make sense. But nobody's giving any pushback. Danny On the other hand, Danny was going to go to Paris. She said, I'm going to Paris. She said, I'm going to give my news before y'all give y'all. I'm going to Paris and I'll be gone through. They said, no, you can't go to Paris. You must be here this weekend and you have to be here through Friday. And then after that, you can go. She was like, what? She said, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. She said, I'm done mortifying Danny. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm gone. And Papa Dupree pulled her to the side, baby. You know that link between a girl and their daddy. And he told her, trust me. There's definitely a reason why I'm having this decision and I'm needing you to do this. I can't tell you why, but trust me. She said, all right, Daddy, I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't like it, but I'll do it. And her mother, because she told her, she said, hell no. Mama, what are you talking about? Honey, Mama Dupree told her, she said, I'm going to let that slide. That you cursed at me and in my house, girl. I'm going to let that slide. I said, oh, okay. So she asked Papa when she left, and she left one out of there with her cute little blue outfit. Loved it. She said, did you get her to agree? She said, yeah, took care of it. Last thing that we actually seen in this episode, baby, Les, or Eva's mama, whatever her name is, we see the younger assistant that works there at Nicole's place. She was leaving work. And she's driving, and somebody was following her on a motorcycle, and they were dressed in all black leather, and they're following her, but they were like riding up on her, and they eventually ran her off the road. I was like, what is this about? And I'm like, I don't know. It was so random, but then I look, and you see the person in all the black leather come in, lay the keys down, pull their helmet off. You see all this beautiful hair, honey, and then she baby, it's Miss Laz, honey. And she was so satisfied with herself. I said, wait a minute. You running broads off the road on motorcycles and ain't even smudged your lipstick. Okay. I'll allow it this once. I said, come on with it, baby. And that's where we ended up at. I said, I love it. Listen, I'm here for this. Y'all giving, I'm like literally like a cliffhanger every day. I'm like, a lot of work. And the way it's written, of course, it's, it's a soap opera. So it's space here, a little piece here, a little piece there. But literally, I don't expect like a cliffhanger every day. For the first 3 days of this, I'm like, can y'all really keep this momentum up like this? Every day for the last 3 days, you've given us a cliffhanger that's bringing me back to see what the hell. Baby, listen, I told you we had one other thing. We had Danny, when she left that office with Bill, she went and she met up with Taylor. She was going to have a bite to eat and a little drink. Honey, Miss Taylor was there with a sneaky link. And she said something about Doug. She said that she was sitting there with a little guy and she lied about who he was and all of this. And then he skedaddled. And when Danny came, she's like, I don't know who is this. I don't know who he is, but he ain't Doug. And then we've seen a flash of Doug. That's why I said we got a new character. I don't know about this Doug, but whoever Doug is, Doug was making what looked like a drug run or a drug drop off. He met up with some guy in the car, gave him something, and they jumped out the car and went on about their business. I said, what's going on, Doug? So they were really brand them, and we'll have to see what happens with them. But they kind of like threw them in. But we'll get to that. Anyway, so that is it. That is our third episode of Beyond the Gates. I hope y'all still riding with me, baby. I'm having a good time. I've been looking at my little messages and stuff, and it looked like y'all riding with me. I'm enjoying myself. So listen, I'll see y'all back for the next episode. Have a great day, folks. Bye.